So in this video, I'm going to discuss the topic of how to calculate the tension in a current loop in a magnetic field. Okay. Now, suppose you have a closed loop, any arbitrary shaped loop. Okay. And this loop is placed in a transverse magnetic field. Okay. Now, suppose the magnetic field is directed inward. Okay, B represents the magnetic field and direction is represented by the cross. So cross means it is perpendicular to the plane of the paper and directed inward. Okay. And the magnetic field is everywhere. So loop is in the magnetic field. So magnetic field is everywhere. Okay. And it is a uniform magnetic field. Now, when the current flows in this loop, suppose I is the strength of the current. Okay. So this is I, current I, and it is flowing in the direction as marked. Okay. So this is current I. Now see, if we have to calculate the net force on this loop, so we know that the force on a current carrying conductor, it is given by F is equal to IL cross B. Okay. Now for a closed loop, what will be the value of L, vector L? Obviously, it will be equal to 0. So if L is equal to 0, that implies the force is also equal to 0. The force is also equal to 0. But this force is the net force. This force is the net force. It is not that the individual element will not experience any force. Each small element on this current carrying loop, it is going to experience a force. And because of that force on each element, each point on this loop, there is a force, and that force is nothing but the tension. Okay, so that is the cause of tension in the loop. Okay, so our goal is to calculate the tension. Okay, so now let us first see what happens when this force acts on the small elements, that is the force on a current carrying conductor. So for each small element, if you observe the direction of the force, so this force will act in the outward direction. If we apply Fleming left-hand rule, the force will act in the outward direction. So at each point, the force will act in the outward direction. Okay, so force will on each point. So because of this action of this force acting in the outward direction, this irregular shaped loop, it is going to acquire a circular form. It is going to acquire a circular form. Okay, in this transverse magnetic field. Magnetic field is directed inward and this is the current. Okay, so it has acquired a circular form, circular shape. So it has acquired a circular shape. Okay, so now since it has acquired a circular shape, now we have a general procedure to calculate the tension in a loop which is in a circular shape. Okay, there is a general procedure, and that general procedure we are going to apply in this condition. Okay, so now let us see that part. So suppose this is the circular loop. Okay, and magnetic field, I am marking it at the center, but it is everywhere. It is uniform. Direction of magnetic field is this. Now we will take one very small element. Okay, and we will calculate the tension on this small element. Now let us, this is a small element of length dl. Okay, and direction of current is this direction. So dl vector will be in this direction. Dl vector is in the direction of current. Now let us zoom this part. So this element dl, element of length dl. Okay, let us zoom it, and now suppose this is element of length dl. Now this element is subtending an angle 2 theta at the center. So this is 2 theta. This is the center point, center of the circular loop, O. Okay. Now, see, we will calculate the tension at 2 points, these 2 points. So tension in a string is always tangential. So here it is curved, string is curved, so we'll draw 2 tangents at this position and at this position. So these are 2 tangents. This is tension T, this is tension T. Okay. Now let us connect this point to the center. So this total angle is 2 theta. So that means this angle will be theta. This angle will also be theta. Now let us draw one horizontal line. Now this angle is theta. So that means this angle will also be theta. Okay. Similarly, since this angle is theta, this angle, so this angle will also be theta. So why these angles are equal actually? See, if we suppose this is point A and this is point B. Okay. So if you move A and B closer, so this angle 2 theta keeps on decreasing. Okay. Now if A and B moves closer, this tension it starts aligning itself along the horizontal direction. Okay. So now if it aligns in the horizontal direction, this theta also becomes 0. So when 2 theta is 0, this angle becomes 0. 2 theta means this B comes to this location, A also comes to this location. So when A comes to this location, theta becomes 0, so 2 theta also becomes 0. So A comes to this position, B comes to this location. So this tension which I have drawn like this, it will become like this, horizontal direction. Okay. So if it becomes in the horizontal direction, so angle with the horizontal will be 0. Isn't it? So as we move A and B further and further, this theta keeps on increasing. So this tension from the horizontal direction, it starts bending in the downward direction. So this angle also keeps on increasing. So that is the reason I have marked this angle, these 2 angles, theta and these 2 angles as also theta and theta. Okay. So angles are equal. These angles are equal. Now if this is T, tension direction is marked. This is theta. So that means this component, it will be equal to T cos theta. T cos theta. Similarly for this T, this will be T cos theta. So they are in opposite direction, equal in magnitude. So they will cancel. So corresponding to this T cos theta, you will have one T sin theta component in this direction. Similarly, corresponding to this T cos theta, you will have another T sin theta component in this direction. So those 2 components are in the same direction, so they are added. So we get 2T sin theta. So this 2T sin theta is acting in the radially inward direction. Okay. So this is one result. Okay. Now this 2T sin theta, it is acting in the radially inward direction, in the inward part, in this direction. Okay. And magnetic force due to the flow of current, it is acting in the outward direction. It is acting in the outward direction. Isn't it? And what is that force? Force on a current carrying conductor, it is F equal to IL cross B. F equal to IL cross B. So obviously in this case, magnetic field is directed inward and this length is drawn on the plane of the paper. So that means the angle between L and B is 90 degree. So force on this small segment, it will be dF is equal to current I, length dl into B. Okay. Now it is acting in radially outward direction and this force is acting in radially inward direction. And the loop is in equilibrium. When it acquires a circular shape, it is in equilibrium. So that means these 2 forces, they must be equal in magnitude. Isn't it? They are acting in opposite direction, but they must be equal in magnitude. Okay. So now let us equate these 2 parts. So we have I dl B, it is equal to 2T sin theta. I dl B is equal to 2T sin theta. Okay. Now remember, see, this is the angle 2 theta, and this length, it is dl, radius is r. Now obviously this is done for small angle, so this theta can, sin theta can be replaced by theta, so this becomes t into 2 theta. So this 2 is taken here, so t into 2 theta. So this is I b, I and b I am writing together, dl. See, this 2 theta, angle equal to arc length by radius, so dl by r. 2 theta is equal to dl by r. So dl can be replaced by 2 theta into r. Okay, so this is 2 theta into r. R is the radius. So this 2 theta gets cancelled. So we have t is equal to BIR. BIR. Okay. So this is the expression for the tension in the string. B is the strength of the current, I is the. So this is the expression for tension in the string. B is the strength of the magnetic field, I is the current, and R is the radius. Okay. Now, if suppose it is given that a loop of length L is placed in a transverse magnetic field, when current I flows through it, it acquires a circular shape. That is, you have to express the tension in terms of length of the loop. So this R has to be replaced. Okay. So twice pi R, it will be equal to L. So that means R is equal to L by twice pi. So this R will be replaced by L by twice pi. So in that case, tension will be written as T is equal to BIL by twice pi. So this is the expression for tension in the string in terms of length, and this is in terms of radius. Okay. So I hope this derivation, and not derivation actually, this mathematical concept, because this concept tension in the string, this is used in many places. Like suppose if you have a charge ring, it is carrying charge capital Q, and at the center you have charge minus Q, then again this ring will experience a force, and because of that force there will be tension. Okay. Also not minus Q actually, there should be repulsion, then only it will acquire circular shape. So this should be a positive charge. So similar concept can be used to calculate the tension in the string. Okay, so this is a general concept. You need to understand this concept so that you can apply this in various other cases. Okay, so I hope this video is clear to you.